friends are all on the beat. Go out and get them Steelers. Bradshaw and Rocky and Franco and Lee. We love you, Pittsburgh Steelers. It's been many years in coming.
Tire Service, The Collision Shop by Jason Mignard, Latrobe Auto Group, Latrobe Center Distributing, and the Dairy Queen Latrobe. Now live from Steelers training camp at St. Vincent College, Katie Miller and Tank Tantlinger.
Jeez, that opening just keeps going.
We can talk over the music.
I know, but I don't like talking over the music. I want to sing.
Fun. You can, like,
I'm singing in the rain. I'm just singing in the rain. What a lovely feeling to get rained out of Steelers training camp. Hey, I'm Tank Tantlinger. She's Katie Miller. And, well, we definitely got rained out. You know, it's not that smart to broadcast a live radio show underneath a tent that's predominantly made out of aluminum steel or whatever it is. It's like a lightning rod.
You tested it that one day there, Tanker. Just hanging on to that pole there.
Yeah, it was like holding
for
onto a lightning rod. I actually was going to put my foot in a bucket of ice water and put some aluminum foil on my head and test the gods today. Anyway, your Pittsburgh Steelers should be on the practice field. Normally they take the field at 2:55 for a 2-hour practice. Today things got kicked back all the way to 3:55 when I got in my car and sprinted down from Latrobe Chuck Knoll Field to the studio here in Unity Street in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. So I assume the Steelers, Katie, are on the field. Did you see them when you were flying down the road?
Well, I didn't see them. I was focusing on the road, making it in here last minute. But, yeah, the weather's pretty bad out there. I was coming down Route 30, and there was a section just before Westmoreland Mall where, truly you have that physical concrete barrier there, and it was actually flooded in the eastbound direction. Cars were going...
That's like a foot of water.
They were going like 2 miles per hour through it. So if you're out there on the road, definitely be careful, especially around Route 30 near Westmoreland Mall. There's a lot of water out there. It's crazy.
It's funny. When it rains, water comes with it. It's an amazing thing.
I don't know. How that happens.
It's amazing. Hey, we've got a great show for you regardless of the weather. I don't care about the weather if you play football, cupcake. The weather is just part of the field. Later on, our very own Hank Baughman is going to talk to his old good buddy, a guy named Billy Hilgrove. Billy Hilgrove. I guess this Hilgrove guy is pretty well known in Pittsburgh, does some announcing for your Pittsburgh Steelers. So our very own Hank Baughman and Bill got a chance to sit down not too long ago and go down memory road together. Of course, we're going to be talking about some of the last couple hot topics as we close up, unbelievably, how quickly 3.5 weeks go. Your Steelers break camp Wednesday. Katie Miller and I are down to our last 2 shows today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, come see us at the Latrobe Chevy Ford right across from the airport. We'll wrestle. I'm in a mood to wrestle somebody. Coach Tom Legs Harbert, if you're out there listening, all 132 pounds of you, I throw down the gauntlet, sir, to wrestle you. Nah, but come say hi, Coach. Anyway, stop by and say hi to us tomorrow at the Latrobe Chevy Ford for our very last show this year in 2018. But the remainder of the show, we're going to talk about some very, hot topics. James Harrison, Le'Veon Bell, Coach Randy Fitchner and his new spread offense. Our good buddy Cody here at the studio, he loves to give us some weird and crazy sports facts on occasion. And you know what? We're going to have some fun today, too. So keep listening because they really screwed up here at the station today. Chuck, our producer in the station here today, made the mistake.
They screwed up by letting you on air? I don't really understand.
Well, that was
screw up number 1.
That was screw up number 1. Screw up number 2 was to actually pay me to get on the radio. But number 3, Chuck actually showed me how to dial out of the studio, Katie.
Oh, God.
And make phone calls So if everything goes planned, we're going to be calling the Baltimore Ravens later on. I want to try out, well, we might try that right at the top of the hour. I want to call the Ravens and see if they need a new mascot. Later on, we're going to be calling the San Francisco 49ers and asked to talk to Colin Kaepernick or Dwight Clark. Either will do. Yes, I said Dwight Clark. And, of course, we're going to be calling my old bartender, Mark, up at Seven Springs, and an old Army buddy. So it should be a great show today with random phone
I'm gonna
calls.
Call someone, too. Let me think.
Fine. Well, you used to play on the LPGA Tour. You might potentially have, come on, give us somebody good. Michelle Wee, Tiger Woods.
No, wait, I got to think of
Phil
someone
McElfish. What's
who
it?
will answer.
Well, think about it.
I'm thinking.
All right, you think about it. Let's talk some Steeler news today. Now, we know yesterday we talked about your Pittsburgh Steelers and Coach Mike Munchak making some tweaks on the offensive line. And I trust Munchak unexplicably to the T to make the right choice with what he's doing. Because right now, your 5 starters, well, are quite arguably the best offensive line in the league. But you need that depth. Now, yesterday they brought in Zach Banner. Zach Banner, originally drafted by the Indianapolis Colts last season, left offensive tackle, played out there at USC, Southern California. If you felt the ground shake yesterday, the seismologists or whatever they are, the earthquake guys up there at Penn State, they made a call to the Steelers training camp and said, is there an earthquake? And the Steelers said, no, that's Zach Banner. He's 6'8", 400 pounds. That's without his uniform on. With his uniform on, he looks like a Yeti, a Sasquatch. He's like 7 feet tall. He is a mountain of a man, and he's a left tackle. So they brought him in yesterday. I think he's been chowing down too many donuts and pizzas, though. It's going to get him some time when I watched him yesterday to get up to camp speed. He was sucking some air yesterday. So, also today, the Steelers announced that they wanted to shore up the center position. They brought in, and excuse the enunciation here, Oni Amule to play center. He was out of Iowa State. Raiders picked him up last year, put him on their practice squad. Somehow he eventually made his way over to the Jacksonville Jaguars and their practice squad. So 2 young offensive linemen making their way into Steelers training camp late into camp. So I don't know whether that's a reason to be concerned or to trust in Mike Munchak. Katie, some other news going on in the area, and we've talked about it before. We had Jay Yancey on at one point, a member of the 1968 Greater Latrobe Wildcat WPIAL championship team. Well, if you haven't heard, they're getting together on August 25th. It's in a couple weeks from now, August 25th. And they're going to be having not only just a reunion of those guys in the 1968 team. Coach Dick Donati is going to be the featured speaker that day. But it's basically a celebration of Greater Latrobe Wildcat football throughout the years. So if you've ever played for the Wildcats or been a fan of the Greater Latrobe Wildcat football team, come to the August 25th event. It's here at Huber Hall in Latrobe. You can give a call to the high school and get the information. Later on in the show, while you're still listening, we're going to give you the actual phone number and website to go to. But again, August 25th, Huber Hall, Latrobe, Pennsylvania, a celebration of the 1968 WPIAL championship team. Beat Kiski in basically a rainstorm like today to win that title. So all things to celebrate about Latrobe, August 25th. You know, Peter King, one of the great football analysts, is that a word?
There you go. Sure.
I love making up words.
I know.
It's my world. I live in it, baby. He's an analyster. Peter King, Sports Illustrated, ESPN. You know, Peter goes to all the training camps across the country. And recently he was in Latrobe, and it was amazing. He cut a little video and played it about his time here in Latrobe and exactly what Latrobe means to Peter King.
Hi, Peter King here with NBC Sports in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, which for almost as long as I've been alive has been the training camp home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And as I sort of start on the meat of my training camp trip, which I've been doing these since about 1984, people a lot of times will say to me, so what's your favorite spot out there? Where do you really like going? And I say, Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Steelers. And I'll tell you why. You're here and you're about an hour away from Pittsburgh, but you feel like a lot of times you're in the middle of Scotland. You know, you see the mist rising in the Laurel Highlands. This is at St. Vincent College. There is an abbey here. There are monks here. So many times you'll be standing out here and one of the monks in his brown flowing robe will just be standing out here watching Ben Roethlisberger throw balls to Antonio Brown. And one of the other things about here is that you're right on top of the field. You're not 2 fields away behind a rope. You get to stand right on the sidelines and watch practice. But probably my most vivid memory of Latrobe and of Steelers camp happened about, 10 or 12 years ago. I was leaving camp one night after spending a day here covering the Steelers. And I was walking to my car, but I looked back over my shoulder at Chuck Noll Field, where I'm standing right now. And there was a bench right near the side of the field. And on that bench sat a solitary man smoking a cigar. There was nobody else. It was exactly like this right now. It was just absolute quiet, peaceful, no noise, nothing. One man sitting on a bench smoking a cigar. And as I got closer, because I wanted to see who it was, as I got closer, it's Mean Joe Green. And I said, wow, that's Mean Joe Green smoking a cigar all by himself. I'm in the business of interrupting people. I'm in the business of going and talking to people and finding out what they're doing. For some reason that day, I had to leave Joe Green alone. He was just sitting there alone with his thoughts, and I just said, I'll talk to Joe another time. So there are a lot of things that you would probably want to have on your bucket list of sports. You know, maybe you want to go to Fenway Park or Wrigley Field. Maybe you want to go to the Kentucky Derby one day. Maybe there's a big football game. You want to go to the Big House at Michigan. You want to roll tide down in Tuscaloosa. Not saying that any of those things you shouldn't do. The one thing, the underrated thing that should be on your bucket list, you should come to Latrobe, watch a Steelers practice, watch how this team touches its fans. I wish every NFL owner could see this, because all the owners and all the teams that have their training camps at their own facilities, they're missing out on this way to get the team close to the fans, to get the fans close to the team, to pay back the fans for loving them. In Latrobe, Pennsylvania, I'm Peter King.
And it really is a way to pay back the fans. I've got to tell you, as we've spent these last 3.5 weeks at camp, or more particularly today, the rain was torrential downpour at times. Lightning was out there. Those Steelers were to take the field at 2:55. At 1 o'clock, it was a torrential downpour. And I'm telling you, people were reluctant to leave Chuck Noll Field and even go to their cars. This one poor guy was just walking around in his T-shirt, and we felt so bad for him. I said, hey, man, come over here, get in Radio Row under our tent. And, he was grateful to have a seat to come down. But the fans that come out to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers, I have fallen in love with. I met a family today. Dad was bringing his little son down the steps. The kid had 2 braces on his legs, and his poor right arm was malformed. And he was working so hard to get down the steps. He had an AB shirt on. And I said, hey, man, AB would have been proud of you coming down the steps. He couldn't have been more than 5. He's like, oh, yeah. And we talked to him. Nice little kid. Then the other rest of the family came, and it's special. Those are the things that are special. And like Peter King said, for the Steelers to open up their practice, open up their living room to their fans, this is different. Again, so many other teams are quarantined at their corporate headquarters and are going through, a septic environment. So whatever makes the Steelers special, whatever makes Steelers fans, Steeler Nation so special is on full display for 3.5 weeks here in Latrobe. Hey, Katie Miller, that 1968 team and that August 25th dinner they have coming up, celebrations of all things Wildcat. How can people get information about tickets to go to the event?
I just want to let, first of all, everyone know I'm reading this because I'm assuming you left your glasses, your readers, somewhere else. But,
yes, my pink reading glasses
You also have zebra print reading glasses.
They're floating down the river right now.
Fans, you can call 724-539-4220 or visit glpief.org for those tickets. So, again, that's August 25th. Buffet dinner, doors open at 6, and a cash bar. So join them and celebrate that special evening.
Oh, cash bar? I'm not going then. I thought we were just getting a keg of beer and tapping it over there and having a field party.
I mean, I think you could bring one.
I could. Hey, we got to take a commercial break, but when we come back, Katie's got some camp updates. Then I'm going to call the Baltimore Ravens and try out see if they'll have me as their new mascot.
See how that one goes.
Live.
Put on my black and gold.
What's that? Now back to Katie Miller and Randy Tank Tantlinger at St. Vincent College on PA Talk 98.7 and 1480 WCNS.
What did you just mumble there, Tanker?
I don't like talking over the music.
I do. It's kind of fun. I like to
all right, well, talk all you want.
wiggle my chair and snap my fingers. Talk.
Hey, I'm Tank. She's catily wobbling.
You just added my last name and first name together there?
Yes, I did.
Is that what just happened?
As you were wobbling in your chair.
That's okay.
Hey, in case you didn't know it, our very own Katie Miller over there from Pittsburgh, PA, Latrobe, or wherever you're from there is a good golfer. In fact, she's got a couple titles to her credit. What did you win there last year, Cupcake?
The Pennsylvania State Women's Amateur Championship.
That ain't easy to do.
That was my third one.
And you're going for your fourth one right now. You were where today? Ligonier Country Club?
Ligonier Country Club. So every year, what's really cool about the State Golf Association, every year that championship rotates. So it's the western part of the state, central, and eastern. So this year we're in the west. Next year we'll be out in Philly. But, it's really exciting to have it here in our backyard at Ligonier Country Club this week.
More so, it's your own home course.
It is.
So you got no excuses. Not to put any pressure on you.
No excuses. Yep. So it's been an awesome week, and I was out there last night for a little players' dinner, welcome reception, and then we did play stroke play this morning. But got some weather issues going on, and I actually don't have to post a score. I've elected to take the first seed in the event. So as the defending champion, you have that option. So, we have a great field, really incredibly talented group of women from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has always been a strong golf state. I don't know. I think Arnold Palmer started something.
Mm-hmm.
Not only the excitement that he brought to the game. In Western Pennsylvania, Carol Semple Thompson is from Pittsburgh. She is in the World Golf Hall of Fame. More USGA titles than you name it. We'll look it up. I'll give you that number. But she's kind of up there with Tiger Woods and Sam Snead. So it's pretty.
Sorry to cut you off. I hold Carol in the same light as Laura Davies. Carol just didn't need to earn money. I guess she's been fairly well off in her life and didn't pursue it. But really, could you imagine her and Laura Davies going back and forth?
Well, Carol, though, she's just she doesn't have this, overly powerful, her game's not from that, power standpoint. She is just incredibly consistent. Her mental game is probably one of the best. Everything's always the same tempo. She never walks fast or slow. That's how her golf swing is. Even if she is under pressure, everything is always the same pace, the same tempo. She just really is able to, even under pressure, kind of slow things down and focus what she needs to focus on. So, just absolutely incredible player.
Well, I wish you luck over the next couple days, kid, as you go for your fourth state title. Hey, some training camp news, Katie. What's going on up there at St. Vincent's?
We got a lot of news. I love following a lot of the Instagram accounts and social media accounts, not only from the Steelers, but also a lot of bloggers out there who follow the Steelers. So truly, but check out some of the photos on the Steelers Instagram page. There have been a few recently that I've absolutely loved. AB took a visit to Children's Hospital where he delivered some pizza and some Madden 19. We have Marcus Gilbert, the birth of his son this past week, so congratulations to him and his family. We got Patterson's backflip on there from the game on Thursday night. Just pretty cool to see that over and over again.
The flying penguin.
Yep, absolutely. We've got a couple of the posts within the last day here. Ben Roethlisberger took some time outside of the cafeteria, sat down on the curb, autographed his shoes, and handed them out to the fans. So walking around in his socks, he autographed his both shoes and handed those out to some lucky fans. Plexico Burris had a birthday. Every time I say his name, I just, you know how they like say their own names as they show the starting lineup, and it's always Plexico Burris, Michigan State. Every time I hear his name, that's what I think. But his birthday was
And you have
this
to
week.
put a bang after that.
Oh, my gosh.
Bang.
And then my favorite post, of course, was Juju and his dog. He has this little French bulldog that came out to practice, and there are pictures of Juju and his dog running around and sitting on the field.
Great. He's going to tear an ACL. He's going to trip over the darn dog.
The dog's not taking reps or anything out there, but the dog is
Get the
so
dog off
cute.
the field.
The dog has like 150,000 Instagram followers. The
Yeah.
dog.
Let me tell you,
The dog.
Vince Lombardi would have eaten that dog if he would have brought it onto a practice field.
All right, let's get back to some serious Steelers news here. Always love the social media and what the guys have going on personally too. But on a serious note, that injury report. So it was rather extensive, and I'm sure a lot of you fans out there weren't loving seeing that. We do have some good news, however. So AB has been back on the field. He was suffering a lot of speculation around that injury and not a lot of information either. But what was thought to have been a quad injury, but AB is back at practice. We've also had Bud Dupree undergoing concussion protocol. We're not exactly sure the extent and the severity of this at this point, but it's a concussion, so you can't take that lightly whatsoever. So he'll continue to be monitored until he is cleared to take the field again. Artie Burns, groin injury. Sean Davis out. Vance McDonald with his foot, which Tanker has, I know how you feel about that one. Get in there, cupcake, right? Okay, thank you. I'll take the growl. Marquise was out, but kind of looking as that more of a veteran day off, nothing necessarily serious there. And TJ Watt has been on the sidelines as well with a hamstring injury.
Again, I've said a couple of times, at this point, what does concern me is both TJ Watt and Bud Dupree missing reps during camp here at St. Vincent's. They need the reps. They need to get better. They need to grasp that defense. And quite frankly, somebody needs to step up as a leader on that defense. Now, look, you've got Captain Cam Hayward, and he goes about his business of, 12 sacks last year. Not too bad, not too shabby. But that defense needs to find a spiritual leader. It needs to find that Jack Lambert, that James Harrison, that guy that just invokes a little bit of fear and fire and motivation in the other 10 guys on the field to perform. And I was kind of hoping to see TJ Watt mature and grow into that position this year. So both of them missing it, that's so crucial. Rush outside linebacker position. You need Dupree, you need Watt. Again, I can't say it enough. Vance McDonald, we went to San Francisco. He was supposed to shore up the ship at tight end. We're going into season number 2 that we don't really know what this guy has. Might be time for those Pittsburgh Steelers to look into some other teams and where they've got depth at tight end. Not that Jesse James can't do the job, which he can. He's getting better every single year, every single snap, the kid out of Penn State. But with Randy Fitchner's new spread offense, you might want to run some 2 tight end formations, streak Juju down to the post, AB down to the corner, Lev out to the left flats while those two two pretty tight ends of yours just do spread patterns. Just saying, you might want to find a second tight end. All right, let's have some fun. I don't know if this is going to work. If it doesn't work, we'll just go straight to commercial. All right, Chuck? All right, I'm going to try this. I'm about to call the Baltimore Ravens and ask if they need a new mascot, because I do this incredible bird sound. They might pay pretty good. I mean, like the guy I know is the San Diego Chicken. That guy ended up making $1 million a year, Katie. I'm not kidding. The San Diego Chicken guy is on like its 10th franchise owner of it, and the guy makes $1 million a year. So let's see. I'm going to go there, Chuck. Oh, good. 1-410-654-6200. All right, let's see what happens. It's ringing. It's only 4:30. They still got to be working. It's only 4:30. Of course, it's Baltimore.
I know. That's what I was going to say.
Thanks for calling Wells Fargo. Chris speaking. How can I help you?
Oh, this isn't the Baltimore Ravens?
No, I'm sorry. You have the wrong number.
Oh, hey. I want to try out for the mascot for the Ravens, sir. Do you know who I could call?
No idea.
I do a bird call.
Ravens, I guess.
Listen, let me tell you. Can I do my bird call for you and you tell me if it's any good?
Have a good day.
Is that pretry good? Darn it, wrong number. Chris messed up. Oh, well, hey, we tried. That was fun. We tried at least. Here, later on, I'm going to try the San Francisco 49ers. Anyway, it was fun. Hey, you're listening to Live from Steelers Training Camp. We're trying to have some fun today on the last couple days on a rainy day. Bring a smile to your face. Hey, when we come back, our very own Hank Baughman is going to be talking to, well, the voice of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Bill Hilgrove.
Then in the gun, and he fakes the handoff, and he throws it over the middle, and into the end zone is Eli Rogers for the Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown.
Now back to Live from Steelers Training Camp with Katie and Tang on PA Talk 98.7 and 1480 WCNS.
Gosh darn it, I wanted to call the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm working on it.
I might make a good mascot. I can make my own uniform out of dead bird feathers.
Oh, Lord.
I'm telling you, the guy that was a San Diego Chicken made $1 million a year running around.
$1 million?
Yes, he did. Yes,
$1 million.
Yes, he did.
I'm going to try out for this mascot position.
Yeah. If I can make, I'll put speakers inside the chicken uniform and go. I'd make a great mascot for the Ravens.
Why don't we just record it and you can hit a play button so you don't lose your voice?
Anyway.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? When you talk Steelers football, you got to talk about great announcers like Jack Fleming, my old buddy Myron Cope, and, of course, the legend, Bill Hilgrove. It wouldn't be a Sunday afternoon without listening to Billy Hilgrove and, of course, Tunch Ilkin and the Wolfman, too, these days. Hank Baughman, our very own Hank Baughman, and Bill, well, they go back many years now, and, well, both of them are legends in Pittsburgh broadcast history. Bill Hilgrove stopped by our studios not too long ago, and Hank and Billy, they pulled up a chair and popped a beer and talked about the good old days.
On game day, nobody covers the black and gold like the Steelers Football Network. And it's caught, and into the end zone goes Antonio Brown. How did he do that? Pre-game, the Mike Tomlin Show. The game itself and all the post-game analysis happens here all season long on the Pittsburgh Steelers Football Network. What a game!
Yeah. Yeah, the opening ain't far away. And with me, the guy who's going to call another Pittsburgh Steelers season, the voice of the Steelers, Bill Hilgrove. Hey, Billy.
Hank, it's always great to be here, and what a blessing it is to work for the organization that I consider the best in pro sports. I was thinking about it. Dale Lawley interviewed me for a story he did for DK Sports a couple of weeks ago, and he reminded me, and I never thought about it, in 24 years, I have only had to call 3 losing seasons. And
wow.
The worst
Wow.
The worst was 2003 when the Steelers were 6-10. I've had 3 8-8 seasons, but still, when you think about it,
Yeah, and
4 Super Bowls in 24 years. Gosh, there are some other broadcasters around the country wish they could make that claim.
Oh, sure. No, you've had
one is
great
probably
run.
in Cleveland, one is in Detroit. I mean, it's crazy. And but when you walk into the Steelers locker room at Heinz Field, the standard is the standard. That's the first thing you see.
Yeah.
And the standard is pretty high, and as well it should be.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I mean, a 4-12 season is unthinkable in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that's great and a tribute to the Rooney family.
Sure. So what are you looking at this year? What are you seeing that's promising?
The great quarterbacks all play their best football after the age of 30, and Ben is in that category. I think, and he's in the best shape of his life ever.
Thin.
Yeah, he's on a special diet with the low carbs and sugar and all that, and he's in terrific shape. So, and he's behind the best line he's ever been behind.
Next question, yeah.
And as a result, I look for him to be around 3 years. I'd be disappointed if he doesn't play 3 more years.
Good.
And as long as you have him behind center, you have a chance to win the Super Bowl.
So
you can only say that about a handful of teams.
So you don't buy into the view that the window is closing on this Steelers offense to win another championship?
Well, sure. Ben's not getting any younger. Neither is Le'Veon, and neither is Antonio Brown. And, those 3 guys, as offensive weapons, there's no other team that has anything close to it. Maybe New England with Gronk at Brady's side there, but, this year they're losing Edelman because of the suspension for at least a good part of the season. It's closing, but I think they've drafted Ben's successor. Mason Rudolph, the young man from Oklahoma State, I saw live twice. He beat Pitt twice. Once there in Stillwater and once at Heinz Field.
Yeah, you've been calling Pitt longer than the Steelers.
I'm coming up on my 45th year.
Oh, I can't keep track of
this.
this.
No, wait a minute, Hank. And for basketball, number 50 is coming up. I mean, I started when I was 7, so, these numbers all fit.
Well, nobody is the voice of Pittsburgh sports like you, and nobody will be.
It's a blessing because I grew up rooting for these teams, so the passion comes easy. I'm not a transplant.
You bet.
I grew up a city kid, Garfield. Would have gone to Peabody, but my family insisted I went to Central Catholic, Duquesne University.
Yeah.
Never had to leave, so knock on wood, I hope I don't have to leave. I hope I'm not tarred and feathered and run out of town. But getting back to the Steelers' window closing, yes, because of so many veteran players on offense, the line's getting older, Pouncey's getting older, Gilbert, Ramon Foster, that was an unfortunate situation.
But we got good news after all.
Yeah, it's no surgery, so if he misses the preseason for a veteran like that, it's no big deal.
Right.
And it gives B.J. Finney and some other young people a chance to get more snaps. The same way that the absence of Le'Veon Bell gives James Conner a chance for more snaps.
Okay, Bryant is gone. Martavis is gone.
Yes.
So how does that affect Antonio?
There's nothing wrong with Juju Smith-Schuster. He is a star of the future. He's a Hines Ward with more speed.
Oh, wow.
Fierce blocker, good route runner. And the kid they drafted, James Washington, out of Oklahoma State, the number 2 pick, has strong legs, long arms, and wins a lot of jump balls. And Justin Hunter, 6'4", has a great vertical leap. He wins a lot of jump balls. He might be the answer to their red zone woes, because last year, despite the fact being the 3rd best offense, we're 22nd in the red zone. And they need that weapon in the red zone, especially with the retirement of Heath Miller.
Okay, good. Now, how's Terrell Edmonds working out so far?
They love him. Tom Bradley, the secondary coach, former Penn State defensive coordinator, loves him. And he's only going to get better and better. And right now, Morgan Burnett, the veteran safety that they signed in free agency, it'll give Edmonds more snaps.
So can the Steelers' defense without Ryan Shazier this year be better than last without?
I wouldn't say better, but they can be as good.
Oh, they can?
And we saw how good they were until Ryan went down.
Now, Le'Veon is going to miss camp again, but the Steelers should, better adjust to it? And is Bell better? Can Bell be more ready game 1 this year than last?
I think so. I think he realizes that last year, by him missing the whole camp, he wasn't himself until the 3rd game of the season.
Yeah.
That doesn't cut it. You got Kansas City coming in here. Bell, I think, realizes that he wasn't in the kind of football shape last year that he should have been in. So hopefully he learns from that. One thing I like, Tomlin has kind of used the kid gloves on him. Hasn't really scolded him publicly for doing what he's doing. But let's talk about that. He wants guaranteed money for basically 5 years. The greatest running backs in the history of the NFL, and I include Jim Brown and Barry Sanders in that, put Barry Foster at the next level, but they all gave it up after 9 years.
Yeah.
That's all a running back can take in that league because they're the only player on the field that either hits or gets hit every single play.
The best way to declutter your home is by selling your old stuff at a garage sale. Turn your old junk into cash with the Latrobe Bulletin Classifieds. The Latrobe Bulletin will promote your garage sale to over 20,000 people for as low as $6.65 a day. The best way to advertise your garage sale is with the Latrobe Bulletin Classifieds. Call 724-537-3351 to place your ad today. The Latrobe Bulletin, our community, your newspaper.
That's the snap. He fires a pass over the middle, and that's a first down and more. Here comes Antonio Brown. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. He's still on his feet, and he's down at the 10. Unbelievable skills of Antonio Brown.
Now back to Katie Miller and Randy Tank Tantlinger at St. Vincent College on PA Talk 98.7 and 1480 WCNS.
No. I think they found a garage band over there in Hostetler to put that. No.
I like it.
No. The Wild Mustangs. Hey, I'm Tank Tantlinger. She's Katie Miller. You're listening to Live from Steelers Training Camp, 2018 version. 3.5 weeks has gone so much, so quickly. Today, of course, the rain delay. I think the Steelers took the practice field at 3:55. A lot of the diehard fans over there, man. I love you people. It was pouring rain and lightning, and they would not leave. Rocky Blyer was signing autographs again. Hey, Rocky will be there again tomorrow, 12 to 2. On the last day of camp, so much going on. Come see us at Latrobe Chevy Ford. Bring me a coconut. Somebody bring me a coconut tomorrow, and I will love you forever.
Coconut.
I want a coconut.
Coconut.
I want a whole coconut.
All right.
Don't ask why. Don't be like my other girlfriends and ask why I do the things I do.
I just, I don't know what you're going to do with it.
That's my business.
I could imagine what you could possibly do.
Why don't you give those tickets away to a lucky caller right now? Where are those tickets to?
Oh, yeah. So great news. Chucky just wandered over here and handed me a few tickets to Kennywood, Sandcastle, or Idlewild. So your choice, but I got a couple pairs of these suckers. So this is for the 2018 season to Kennywood, Sandcastle, or Idlewild. First caller, you'll get a pair of these suckers so you and a friend can have a great time.
What number do they call?
Oh, yeah, good idea. I should give you the number.
Yeah,
We've been
give me a
struggling
number.
with numbers today. So we got the number for the Ravens. Let me give you our number. That's 1-855-PA-TALK-1. 1-855-PA-TALK-1. First caller. They're yours.
You get them.
And while we're waiting, just to let you know that LHTC Media is proud to bring you live coverage from Steelers Training Camp on these flagship stations. That's PA Talk 98.7 FM, 910 AM, Western Pennsylvania's premier talk station, 1480, Westmoreland's home for Steelers Nation, and the new, Tank, get ready, 97.3.
Light FM.
Nice. And we couldn't do this without our sponsors. Can't thank them enough. That's Latrobe Dairy Queen. 20% off every day during camp from 2 to 6, but that's only if you're wearing Steelers gear. Latrobe Auto Group, small enough to know you, big enough to serve you. Latrobe Center Distributing, open 7 days a week, Sunday till 2. The Collision Shop by Jason Mignon. Campbell Tire Service, and Bardini's Country Smokehouse. Best meats, best meals. Give us a call, 1-855-PA-TALK-1. First caller, going to win a pair of tickets to Kennywood, Sandcastle, or Idlewild.
I think they're already gone. Chuck, I can see the 537 numbers lit up. Chuck is over there writing like a monk in a monastery, transcribing an ancient text into a new text over there. So I think somebody called in, but Chuck's going to let us know in a second. Hey, your 2018 Steelers draft choices. I know we're only 3.5 weeks in, but we got to do a little analysis review at this point, talk about some of these draft picks, and one particular flying penguin that came into Pittsburgh this year as a free agent. Yeah, I think the whole city fell in love with number 83, Damone Patterson, number 83 out of Youngstown State. After that backflip last week, I call him the Flying Penguin. I love him. What an athlete. Now, look, we're going to see what he does this week up in Green Bay. We're going to see what he does in the next couple weeks. One preseason game does not make a Lynn Swan. However, it does make a Flying Penguin, baby. I love number 83, Patterson. The whole city fell in love with him. You know, Mike McMahon's been joining us for a few broadcasts. He's out golfing today. I think Mike played for the Detroit Lions and Philadelphia Eagles. At quarterback, he's played at the highest levels. He's been knocked out by Julius Peppers. So there you go. He's been chased and knocked out by Brian Urlacher, Hall of Famer, went in last weekend. So Mike McMahon knows the game. Mike likes the Flying Penguin Patterson. He likes how he comes out of his breaks real quick. He says that helps a quarterback. So that's a free agent that's made a little bit of noise in camp.
But I do have a question for you, Tank. Off air, you and I and Mike were discussing that coming out of break. So his 40 time.
4-4.
Okay. Which, okay, right? Not
No, that's good. I mean,
it's good. I mean, but it's not the
if you're
best.
getting into 4-3, you're talking Deion Sanders level.
Right.
I mean, you're talking world-class Olympic sprinter at that 4-3 level. So yeah, most of the guys on the roster are at about 4-5, 4-5-5, but this guy put up a 4-4, so it immediately raises a hey, who's this? Mm-hmm. Does he have the flippers? Get the analogy? The flippers to go with it. Because you can have quick feet like Roger Kingdom, the Olympic gold medalist from the University of Pittsburgh, who tried to play football, but he didn't have the hands. So this guy, Patterson, coming out of Youngstown State, he's got the hands we saw. He's got the quick feet. So there might be the package. And again, the 4-4 is quick. And also there is another speed. You've got the 40, which is the litmus test for lineman, linebacker, running back, tight ends, quarterbacks, everybody. But there's what's called the quicks within the 5-yard range. That quick
and that's
motion.
where Mike was impressed with him.
Yeah, and so was I. I mean, that just, you can't put a time clock on somebody for 5 yards, but the only thing you can do as a coach, as a scout, is watch within that 5 yards. Like you may have a big linebacker who doesn't run the greatest 40 time. But let me see how he moves in that first 5 yards laterally. Let me see how he does in the first 5 yards dropping back into coverage. And that might put him in at an advantage. So Patterson has the quicks within that 5-yard range. And a lot of that has to do with, lowering your hips, breaking on the ball. You can coach it, but a lot of it's talent, and he's got it. Hey, as we look at your draft choices for 2018, we're coming up on a hard break here real soon, but that's okay. We're having fun today. The Predator, Terrell Edmonds out of Virginia Tech. It's funny, the Predator was on last night with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers, and the Predator. It's probably the 100th time I've watched that movie, and it never gets old with the Predator. Well, if you've been listening to the show, that's what I've nicknamed Terrell Edmonds out of Virginia Tech. He's looking good. They got him playing with the first team. Another 4-4 guy at the Combine. They've got him playing, at depth level with the linebackers in this new, what they're calling dollar defense. Bringing the safety right up on the line of scrimmage. Linebacker depth about 5 yards deep. Letting him cover, like a tight end like Gronkowski, maybe. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. You'd want to bring him up, bring the Predator up on the line because the Predator's fast enough and mean enough that the Predator could potentially cover Gronkowski down the field. See what the Steelers are thinking there, Katie. Or if you've got the Predator coming up on the line of scrimmage there with the linejackers, and you got maybe a running back like Le'Veon Bell or somebody coming out of the backfield, the Predator, Terrell Edmonds, can lock up on him right at the line of scrimmage as a Le'Veon Bell type back is trying to get out of the backfield instead of a slower linebacker. You following me here, Cupcake?
Yeah.
All right.
What are you thinking of that though?
Well, yeah, you've got to, you got to make these changes in the league, as Coach Tomlin's talked about it. Later on, we're going to talk to Jerry Olsowski, linebacker coach, about this new quote-unquote hybrid defense. So when you ask me what I think about that, we're going to talk about that later in the show. But just analysis on Edmonds so far. I like the Predator, number 34. I like his progress. He's engaged with everybody. All right, your wide receiver pick kind of came like peaches and apples or whatever the hell it is out of Oklahoma State. Mason Rudolph brought his favorite target with him, Mr. Washington, all 5'11", runs a 4.5 40. Really, I haven't seen anything spectacular out of him at camp nor the first game. So you've got a competition going on at the wide receiver space right now where you have a veteran, 10-year veteran like Darius Hayward-Bay that doesn't want to give up that paycheck. You got Justin Thomas there. Made some pretty good catches at the end of last season, has the height you want to get up and climb the ladder to get a Big Ben ball. Mr. Washington at 5'11", maybe with his cleats on, maybe on his tippy toes at 5'11". Well, the jury's still out on that. We sent the pot-smoking Martavius Bryant out there with the Oakland Raider Misfits, where he belongs. Landed Mason Rudolph, that quarterback I mentioned out of Oklahoma State. Like so far what I've seen out of Mason Rudolph. He throws a nice tight spiral. More so, you can't take a lot out of the time he had against Philadelphia Eagles the other night. But he handled the pressure well. He was Ben-esque, I'll say, several times, with some flying eagles coming in at him from all different angles, wrapped around his legs and knees and feet. It didn't bother him. It didn't faze him. He still tried to make something happen. Does that sound like a young Ben Roethlisberger? It does to me. Hey, I'm Tank Tantlinger. She's Katie Miller. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's Jimmy Buffett time. We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to finish up on these rookies. And gosh darn it, I'm going to call the Ravens one last time. And before the end of the day, I'm calling out to San Francisco and asking to talk to Colin Kaepernick, too.
Fakes a handoff, and he throws it over the middle and into the end zone as Eli Rogers for the Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown.
Now back to live from Steelers training camp with Katie and Tang on PA Talk 98.7 and 1480 WCNS.
Yeah. Hank, I think, like I said with that theme song, I think where some studio band in Hostetler gave us that Steelers theme song. I like that.
You got to ramp up my mic.
Where are you at?
Number 3.
And I got to turn you on. There he is.
I can't hear it yet.
Still can't hear it. You're on. Chuck will take care of this, I know.
Okay, I can hear it. Well, you control the headsets over there.
All right.
No, I don't think this mic is open. No, it's not.
There we go. There we go.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, Hank. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Katie.
Hank's here. I feel like Elf. Santa.
Yeah.
Hank. Yes.
It's great. You know what? You guys have done such a great job, seriously, going out there and getting the interviews every day. Folks, if you think it's a glamour job to stand out in the 90-degree weather at St. Vincent's College and talk to angry, hungry football players who don't want to talk to you.
Sometimes they don't. I got waved off by DeCastro today. But he'd done 3 other interviews, and I said, David, got a couple of minutes? No, I'm eating.
I think one of the harder parts, though, is not necessarily the players, but if, let's say, you have a really popular player and you have, I don't know, how many other reporters are around them? I felt like
dozens.
I was, like, boxing people out the other day. I mean, it was like back in my basketball days. You had to, like, make a stance and get in there.
Yeah,
Thank goodness I was wearing heels. At least I had that going for me. I might do a crane microphone over the top next time.
It's just an amazing amount of media anymore.
It is.
You know, and Ben and Antonio, they talk once usually at the start of the season. Well, Antonio at the helicopter, and then Ben down on the field the first day, and then that's it for them. You know, you don't get them. So Anyway, but I think we've done well with a number of players. We managed to. We had Cam again today. He's good.
Yeah, we're going to play that here in a second. The Cam Hayward.
Cam Hayward's very, very good.
I love the Bill Hilgrove because sitting there and having the two of you guys go down memory lane together. You know, I was kind of hoping Myron would come in the room, but that's not going to happen.
Well, I work with Myron. Myron, I don't like cauliflower. Did a restaurant ad, and he was. Anyway, so that just popped into my head.
No, I'm sure there's lots of things you'd like to tell us that you can't tell us.
Bill's coming up on his 25th anniversary season of calling Steeler games play-by-play.
With only 3 losing seasons? Is that what I heard?
Something like that, 3 or 4 losing seasons and, the Super Bowls. And he's had a great run, and it's not over yet, and I hope it doesn't end. But
I'd have to tell you, and I can't get the picture, unfortunately, this year, but I'll bring it in next year, and maybe I'll show it to you. It's on my office wall, and it's one of my favorite pictures I ever have of all time. I've got a couple up there. I've got one with me and Brian Gumbel, and he's terrified of me because I picked him up the night before and I shook him. I was really drunk. I was drinking with Bruce Smith. Remember Bruce Smith played for the Baltimore Buffalo Bills? And Darryl Talley who played.
Bruce Smith. Okay,
yeah. Well, Darryl played at West Virginia, right? So I knew Darryl. He introduced me to Bruce, and we were at the Bryant Gumbel Celebrity Golf Tournament in Orlando. We had a little bit to drink. So at about midnight, and we're at the Bryant Gumbel Celebrity Tournament, his own tournament. And he looked so sad to me at midnight. So I picked him up and started shaking him, told him to cheer up, come with us, little buddy. His feet are going like this. He's like, put me down. And Brian Gumbel doesn't have the best personality. But anyway, I got that picture with Gumbel, but one of my favorite pictures is myself, Ed Bouchette, Jerry DePaula, Bill Hilgrove, and Myron.
Oh, wow.
That's
a shot.
Mexico City in 2000, and I'm dressed as my Steeler Man character who you've seen with my cape and nylons.
What's going on in Mexico City?
The Steelers were playing a preseason game against the Baltimore Colts.
In Mexico City?
In Mexico City, Kent Graham was the quarterback at this point. Trey Martin, T. Martin was on the team.
I don't remember that.
2000, they played at Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. 150. It's the world's largest soccer stadium at that time. 60,000 people, all for the Steelers. But the day before the game, the Steelers were sequestered in the hotel, so they couldn't leave. The reporters stayed right across the street.
Sure.
They're drinking. But anyway, what are you going to do when you have 10 hours to kill? So it's one of my favorite pictures, man. And you can tell we're all a little tipsy.
Yeah.
But, those guys.
Myron had a toady. He used to call them toadies.
Hot toddy. Well,
she has no idea who we're talking about.
Oh,
I'm in my own little world over here right now.
That's all right, kid. Do your
spinning around in the chair, eating some granola bites.
Well, the terrible towel. Okay, that's the Myron coat. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's the Myron coat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
We love Myron. But Hank, your interview with Bill, is reminiscent. And it harkens to me, to all of us that are really Pittsburgh fans.
Yeah.
Bill said there, look, I'm from here.
Sure.
I'm passionate about my Pittsburgh Panthers, my Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah. And I think that's what makes us so different than other sports towns. New York, they'll hire anybody, or Los Angeles, some guy from, North Carolina. Come on in. You want to be on the radio and you got a voice. Pittsburgh's one of those cities that you look at the lineage of broadcast, Jack Fleming, Bill, Myron. Mm-hmm. It's Pittsburgh guys who love Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and also a lot of news as well, too. But Bill's from Garfield, and he was personally selected by Dan Rooney. In fact, Bill didn't even know he had the job. Dan called him. When that job comes up, obviously they get thousands of tapes. I mean, this is a plum job. Play-by-play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Woo. And Bill didn't apply. There was some talk, and Dan Rooney says, I don't have your tape. What tape? The tape you're supposed to send. Oh, sorry, Mr. I'll get you. Well, that was it. But by that time, it was a formality because Dan had decided he wanted a homegrown kid. And there you go with Bill Hilgrove.
There you
Isn't
go.
it? But you know what's funny? The other day I heard just the general quote, the best person for the job is the guy who doesn't necessarily want it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, just because there's no like personal motive at that point.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, he was truly the best person for the
I
job.
gotta ask him about. I think he wanted it, but he hesitated to. He didn't think.
Who? What? Me?
Well, he's already doing Pitt. Okay, and he's been doing Pitt for
Yeah.
decades and decades, and he probably thought in the back, I'm doing enough here. They're not going to really serious. But here we are.
There we
25
go.
years later.
All right, Hank, I'm going to call the Ravens again, all right? You up for
Hang
this?
on, before this prank phone call, we had a successful phone call earlier, but just want to announce that Jordan Grados from, I guess, Latrobe, had won our pair of Kennywood Sandcastle Idlewild tickets. So congrats to Jordan. We will have another giveaway for those tickets in a little bit later. So
You want to do
listening.
the other tickets later?
No, I want to do it later.
You got
I
it,
want to let
boss.
you have your phone call, and then I'll have my phone call.
All right,
Why
I'm
don't you're going to call the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
He's trying to. He's going to try out for the mascot.
I love to do this kind of stuff. I really do. It's fun radio.
Let's see what
We on a
happens.
10-second delay. We better be.
Thank you for calling the Baltimore Ravens ticket office at M&T Bank Stadium. Please note that calls may be monitored or recorded for training and quality assurance purposes.
I hate
Please select
voicemail.
the following options.
Oh, God.
For ticket
please.
sales or hospitality, press 1.
I'm going there, Hank.
Press one.
I'm going
Press
one,
three
Hank.
last time.
Hospitality.
One moment, please.
See, Hank, I want to be their mascot. Pull the...
What was that?
Oh, here we go.
It was there.
What's after 5 o'clock? You're going to get another voicemail.
Now they sell tickets till midnight.
Baltimore Ravens, how may I help you?
Oh, hi, ma'am. My name's Randy. And, ma'am, I want to try out for the Ravens mascot because I have a unique talent, and I was wondering if you could help me.
Okay.
If I could try this for you, I make a sound like a raven. Is that good?
Yeah.
So I have a costume too. I went out in the woods and I pulled these feathers off some dead birds, and I glued them to foam. It's beautiful, and I got a beak, and I think I'd be a good mascot. And I was wondering if you could point me in the right direction.
That sounds beautiful.
Thank you. My friends think I'm nuts, but you know what? Everybody has to have a dream.
Yes, absolutely. So you're going to need to get in touch with our marketing department.
Do you have a name of somebody?
So I can give you the phone number to our training facility, and you can just ask to be connected to the marketing.
My dad always said I should have a name, but I trust you. What's your name?
My name is Kira.
Thank you for liking my bird sound.
Of course.
Well, it's a raven sound.
I'll give you that phone number whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. I've been ready for 2 years.
Gotcha. It's 410
Okay.
701
Okay.
4000.
Okay. Can I do the bird call one more time and you tell me what I could do better?
I'm sorry. You can if you want, but I don't think I thought it was perfect.
Okay. I'll try one more time. Go Steelers! I think we got it.
Oh, boy.
She liked it, and she works for the Ravens. What, you like it, Hank? I know you like it.
No, I think it's terrible.
At least he's honest.
I am amazed that she was so courteous.
Hey, what are you going to do?
Expecting us. Are you kidding me, sir? This is the ticket office, you moron. Get off the line. We've got calls coming in here for people who are legitimate.
That want to buy Baltimore Ravens tickets.
They must not be that busy.
Hey,
obviously.
tomorrow I'm dressing up like Troy Polamalu and stinking on the practice field up at the Steelers.
Did you do this all off the top? Or is that just typical tank craziness?
Dude, you never see me on a Saturday night. Yeah, no, this is with medication.
Well, we came close one night down at DeSalvo's in that smoke-filled room, that gas place.
We love the Salvos down there. They're
cigars.
nice.
Oh, my goodness.
I love my
you gotta
cigars.
burn your clothes after you spend 20 minutes in there.
I know.
But it was
my gosh.
fun.
Hey, Katie, our sponsors. We have loved our sponsors throughout the last several weeks.
We have, and I'm sure they've loved your last little segment there, Tanker. But we got to thank Latrobe Dairy Queen. 20% off every day during camp from 2 to 6, but that's only if you're wearing Steelers gear. Latrobe Auto Group, small enough to know you, big enough to serve you. Latrobe Center Distributing, open 7 days a week, Sunday till 2. The Collision Shop by Jason Mignon, Campbell Tire Service, and Bardini's Country Smokehouse. Best meats, best meals. Well, we are joined by our very own Hank Baughman now for this. I don't know. We'll see how long he'll stay with us after that.
A few minutes.
Well, I want to roll this Hayward interview you got with.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break. Let's do some Hayward. I got a couple more giveaways here.
Okay.
Just first caller, pretty easy. You don't even have to do the Ravens call.
You know what? Let's just stay on the air to 12 tonight. We're going to have a kegger here in the studio.
Jeez, I'm going to go get buy some more snacks. Anyway, I'm Katie. He's Tank, and we need a quick break. We'll be back with you in a few seconds.
Fires a pass over the middle, and that's a first down and more. Here comes Antonio Brown. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. He's still on his feet, and he's down at the 10. Unbelievable skills of Antonio Brown.
Now back to Katie Miller and Randy Tank Tantlinger at St. Vincent College on PA Talk 98.7 and 1480 WCNS.
And don't forget, Hank Baughman is a part of our winning team here at PA Talk and WCNS. You're listening live from Steelers Training Camp. I'm Tank Tantlinger. She's Katie Miller, and he is, of course, Hank Baughman. We're in the studios today, in case you didn't know it. There were cats and dogs and frogs and leprechauns and unicorns falling from the skies before. Your Pittsburgh Steelers pushed back practice to 3:55. I believe they're still on the field. I can tell you this. They got a good walk-in practice while it was dry on the turf field this morning when I got there. So they did get in a good practice today. So today is not a wash.
Now, this is the first one, I think, that has actual. Well, last Sunday there was a delay. They had to clear the field. But 2 out of 15 practices that disrupted, given our crazy weather around here, is not bad.
No, not this time of year. Yeah. Hey, Katie and Hank have been going up to the practice field at lunchtime, and, it's not easy getting interviews with big, angry, hungry offensive, defensive linemen, but yet the two of them are troopers. Hank got to talk. How big is Cam Hayward when you're standing next to him?
All these guys, they get bigger. You feel like you feel like you're nothing. I mean, you're looking up at these guys, and not only are they tall, they're big, bulky, and wide. Some of these guys are really massive. Cam's what, 6'4", 6'5", and 300?
So he's hungry. He wants to go to the chow hall, and you jump out in front of him and say, "Stop right there, cowboy. I got it. The sheriff has a few questions." You're crazy, Baughman. Anyway, Hank caught up with Cam Hayward earlier today.
Hayward was asked, what's it like being back in camp again?
It's like that first day of school, even though you hate school. you love being to go see your friends and hang out, but this is a little bit different. I enjoy what I do, and you want to show that work you put in the off season, and show the coaches that you're ready.
What does the defense need to focus on this camp?
Work on tackling. I think we were last in the league when it came to missed tackles, so you clean that stuff up, and we were already a top 5 defense. It puts us in a better category when you do that. So, you stress it more. But at the end of the day, guys got to buy in, and that's what we're talking about now.
How do you think the defense did last year, aside from Jacksonville?
I think we had a decent year throughout the whole year, but we were only looked at by our last game. You look at that game, it was an offensive onslaught for both teams. So at the end of the day, we got to get better on defense, because if you win that game, you go into the next week and, you got a chance to rewrite the story.
Are you a defensive and defensive tackle? What do we call you?
Just Mr. Hayward. No, just call me a hybrid, because I play all over the line.
You've said the Steelers' defense has to be more cohesive.
Right. Well, if you have 9 guys doing one thing and then 2 guys or 1 guy, it sets the defense back, because every offense is going to find that mishap. And when they do, they're going to exploit it. So having everyone buy in and understand that we have to be a cohesive unit. It's a little bit different from offense to defense, because if an offensive lineman misses a block, a quarterback can make that up, or a running back can make somebody miss. On defense, everybody has to be responsible. There can't be any mishaps.
Well, there you go, Hank, jumping in front of a mountain of a man, Cam Hayward. And again, it's not easy. These guys don't want to talk to you. They're practicing, they're beat up, and they're hungry. But there goes Hank, jumping in front of a all-pro Cam Hayward. But Cam Hayward is a great guy, and he's much like his dad, Aaron, had great sense of humor. Good interview there, Hank.
He's a good interview. He's good. And Katie liked the story I told you today a couple of weeks ago. When these guys come out and they stop, if they stop for one guy or one reporter, then there's a crunch, then there's all the others converge on, you get the big circle. You've seen this. And there was a crowd, and most of it was behind me, and a woman got caught up in the rush and apparently got bumped or she stumbled or something. Hayward says, hey, watch the lady. Yes, sir, Mr. Hayward. I didn't do it because I was in front of this.
And you're a gentleman.
Well, I would have helped the lady up and said, here, let me go, But that was, and Katie says, I like that he did that,
Yeah, it's class.
Yeah.
And he is a class fellow. Hey, we were talking a little bit before about the 2018 draft. They're called rookies because they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. They're dumb and ignorant, like a little peep coming out of an eggshell. And you got to teach rookies everything, how to act professionally and how to deal with the media. So I guess you caught up with the superstar out of Oklahoma State, Mr. Washington.
James Washington. I was surprised at how small he is, and we have a comment as part of his interview.
Well, let's hear from James Washington.
Says he's not tight going into the second preseason game.
I don't really feel like it should be a lot of pressure on me. I mean, just go out and do what I've been doing since I was a kid playing football, just going out competing and just making the plays that come my way.
When did you realize, hey, I'm with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
It kind of hit me a while back, when we started training camp and doing all that stuff. But now, it's kind of things have started to slow down. I'm feeling like I'm getting the speed of the game. I'm getting the way it should be. And, it's going pretty smooth.
James, you're 5'11". How do you see your lack of height?
I look at it like this. AB, he's not prototypical receiver height and everything, but he gets out there and he works hard and he gets the job done. So I don't see any difference.
Steelers rookie receiver James Washington. Back to Katie and Tank.
All right, Hank. I've been around this game long enough. I know when they list you at 5'11" in the media guide that you're actually about 5'9" and a quarter. How tall?
He looked about that, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't look quite 6 foot to me.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
We were talking with Mike.
Big's Antonio's.
Antonio's 5'11" solid.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 5'11" solid. I don't even put them in the same breath at this.
Well, no.
You know what I mean? But at this point, I'll be shocked if he's still on the roster 4 years from now. Again, early on into the camp, Katie and I went through the last, 10 years of drafts. On average, you keep 2 to 3 guys. The way it looks on paper, 2 to 3 guys stay on the roster over a prolonged period of time, over anything more than 2 to 3 years. So I would be shocked if Washington is still on this roster. Again, the roster, the depth at wide receiver right now is significant. And again, you've got a 10-year veteran in Darius Hayward-Bay. Don't forget about him. Don't discount.
10 years, really?
10 years.
Wow. I wouldn't have guessed.
He gets his lunch pail and he goes to work every single day. And when you need him, he's there for you. Justin Thomas is somebody that's come along as well, too. Again, the Flying Penguin Patterson, number 83 out of Youngstown State, was impressive the other night.
Yes, he was.
So we'll find out about Washington in the long run. Tank may be wrong. Washington may be destined for Canton someday. Hey, Hank's not only hunted down like a predator Cam Hayward once this year, but you're crazy. The guy was hungry again today. He was going to have a nice salad and some lemon water. And Hank jumps in front of Cam Hayward again today. How'd today's interview go, though? Didn't he say, Hank, I've talked to you before?
I don't think he recognized me again. I'm just another face. The hair is another thing. Oh, yeah.
That's nice hair.
The guy with a hair, but he didn't. The name, no. He didn't.
All right, let's play Hank's interview with Cam today.
Hayward says the Steelers' defense this year has got to be better against the ground game.
Our sense has got to be we got to stop the run. We're not going to go out there and put it as a first down defense, but who's to say we can't, tackle well with the guys that are out there in that package. Just got to continue to work at it.
Hayward talked about the changing role of defensive linemen.
Our position has evolved. I think 3-4 has always evolved, and it's become more of a hybrid defense. But I think the game from understanding that everybody wants to put up the pass numbers, but then the running game started to come back and started to become more of a hard-nosed game again. It's just what the trends start to take place.
Where in the game is it most crucial that the defense wins the battle?
Third down, advantageous situations where, they're forced to pass the ball. So, just taking advantage of that. You want to make sure you keep them in those further distances so you can get off the field faster. But to do that, you got to stop the run early. You stop the run early, you're going to get more chances to rush the passer.
You've got nickel defenses, dime defenses. How many more can there be?
Yeah, I'm checking my pocket. I'm trying to think what's next. $50 or we got a penny defense in there. No, but I think with all of that, you just got to understand what's similar and what you can relate to in certain things. That way, the playbook doesn't look too big for you and you can make it pretty simple.
Steelers All-Pro defensive tackle Cam Hayward. Back to Katie and Tank. I forgot to put the dollar in there. I was going to say nickel, dime, and dollar, and I forgot the word dollar. I'm glad I'm here live.
How about the Cougaran? Is there a Cougaran defense? We got the Cougaran. Hey, this is Tank Tantlinger. That is Hank Baughman, Katie Miller. This is live from Steelers training camp. Of course, the rain. Mother Nature chased us into the studios here in Latrobe, but we're still having a great time. If you're listening to us in the car, well, thanks for listening in today. Something Cam said there was the evolution, this hybrid defense. Yes. We're going to be talking, for what's left in the show a little bit, we're going to talk about this hybrid defense, specifically what it means to the linebackers. I had a chance to talk with my old teammate at Pitt, Jerry Osowski, the inside linebacker coach now. And, Jerry explains pretty well what that hybrid mentality is for the defense. All right, Katie, before we head to commercial break, we got some sponsors and tickets.
We do have stuff. Like, what do you want me to do? Tank?
Whatever makes you happy.
Whatever I want to do. Okay, well, you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to thank the sponsors. It's Latrobe Dairy Queen, 20% off every day during camp from 2 to 6, only if you're wearing Steelers gear. Latrobe Auto Group, small enough to know you, big enough to serve you. Latrobe Center Distributing, open 7 days a week, Sunday till 2. The Collision Shop by Jason Mignon, Campbell Tire Service, and Bardini's Country Smokehouse, best meats, best meals. And tomorrow, our broadcast will be live from Latrobe Chevy Ford from 4 to 6. We will have a ton of giveaways. The prize wheel, I'm sure, is going.
They're going to let me drive a Corvette, I hear.
Oh, boy.
I doubt it.
Not on Route 30.
I'm taking the pickup truck. Anyway, come see us at Latrobe Chevy Ford. We'll have a good time, especially if our orneriness from today carries over into tomorrow. And before we go to commercial break, here are my 2 more pair of tickets right here. First caller to Kennywood, Sandcastle, Idlewild, ready, set, go. It's 1-855-PA-TALK-1. Give us a call. Chucky will talk to you over there in the studio, and we will give you these 2 tickets. You can have a good time at Kennywood, Sandcastle, or Idlewild. It's 1-855-PA-TALK-1. I'm Katie. He's Tank, joined by Hank Baughman this afternoon, and we'll be back right after this break.
Hi, I'm Dave Anderson, owner of Custom Computer Systems. It's hard to believe, but school is back in session. Whether in grade school, high school, or college, your favorite student needs a computer that will meet their needs. That old computer can use a tune-up, or come in and check out our supply of new or used laptops, tablets, and desktops. Visit buyccs.com or stop by Custom Computer Systems at 1306 Jefferson Street in Latrobe.
PittsburghHelpWanted.com presents the world's worst boss, the one who posts jobs on huge national job sites, looking for anyone with a pulse. We'll just call him Dave.
Dave?
Yes?
Your 2 o'clock meeting is here.
Ah, perfect. Who am I meeting with?
Dave.
Speaking.
No, your meeting is with Dave.
I don't understand.
From accounting.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Who am I meeting from accounting?
Dave.
Yes?
From accounting.
Yes, you already said that. I just want to know the guy's name.
The guy from accounting?
Who else would I be talking about?
It's Dave.
Of course I'm Dave. Who else should you be telling about a meeting? I just want to know the name of the guy from accounting I'm having a meeting with.
Dave.
Yes?
Sir, I quit.
Fine with me. I need a receptionist who doesn't make me guess who's coming through my door. Don't work for a Dave. Find a boss you can respect. One who's looking for great and local talent at PittsburghHelpWanted.com. Local jobs that work.
We don't discriminate against people named Dave. Dave is a common name, fun to say, and so we're using it as a catch-all for lackluster bosses everywhere. They post jobs on the big national job boards because they really don't care. Please do not write us to tell us you're a Dave who was insulted by this ad. That would be a real Dave move, Dave.
Thinking about a new big screen TV?
Before you buy, here's the big picture when it comes to big screen TVs and their installation. Folks throughout the region have found that big box stores and online stores cannot beat Esposito TV's prices and service. Esposito TV offers professional on-wall installation for your home or business by skilled technicians. Esposito TV also offers sales and service on rooftop antennas and a complete line of entertainment center furniture. Esposito TV, Latrobe.
If anybody can, it's the TV man.
The left doesn't give a damn about crime. Does not care one whit about the victims of crime. Never has. In fact, the left celebrates crime that's carried out against whites. It's true, because the left is racist and pro-crime, and it's got to be stopped. Crush the left.
Hank Baughman. Talk that keeps you free. 9 a.m. weekdays on PA Talk, AM 910, FM 98.7.
Then in the gun, and he fakes the handoff, and he throws it over the middle, and into the end zone is Eli Rogers for the Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown.
Now back to Live from Steelers Training Camp with Katie and Tang on PA Talk 98.7 and 1480 WCNS.
Dun, 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 dun. It's a garage band in Hostetler, PA. Dun, dun, dun.
I like it.
Katie,
Tank.
we haven't given those tickets away.
I know. Come on, listeners. 1-855 PA Talk 1. We've got a pair of tickets to Kennywood, Sandcastle, or Idlewild. You can use it at any one of those three places. So we've got 2 tickets. Give us a call, 1-855 PA Talk 1. You don't have to do anything. Don't be afraid of Tank. You're just going to talk to Chucky. And he's
Who's
nice.
afraid of me? Nobody's afraid of me.
I am.
I'm the village idiot. I'm the village idiot.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Give Chucky a call.
1-855 PA Talk 1. You could win some tickets to Kennywood or Idlewild, whatever you want. All right, I'm calling out to the San Francisco 49ers now to offer Colin Kaepernick a job. I got an idea for a job. Let's hit
Me
this.
too.
There we go.
I can't say it.
Don't say it on the
No,
air,
I
Buck.
can't
Here we go.
say it.
One.
Can't say it.
1408.
Hold on. No, that's Baltimore. What are you doing?
No, you're wrong.
Oh.
4933. We already played. Here we go.
I'm dyslexic. Sorry.
This is Sydney.
Hi, is this the San Francisco 49ers?
This is the San Francisco 49ers.
Hi, ma'am. I am trying. I'm starting a new football team in Iceland. I know that sounds a little funny, but we have a very short summer up here. I'm an American, actually. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've lived in Reykjavik, our capital here in Iceland, for the last couple of years. Anyway, long story short, I'm trying to get a hold of Colin Kaepernick. We need a good quarterback for the team.
You would probably have to go through his representative.
Now, does he still want to play football, or because we don't know?
I couldn't tell you.
Our cable went out last February, so we haven't seen any football for a while, but we still love the game.
Right. Yeah, you'll have to do a little bit of research because we don't have any business relationship with him anymore.
I don't blame you, but do you have his agent's phone number?
I don't, unfortunately.
I'll Google him.
Yeah, I think that would be the best bet.
All right, so watch for us, ma'am, because I'm telling you, we've got a lot of good guys. We're the Reykjavik Polar Bears. The Polar Bears.
That sounds great.
Grrr. Grrr.
Awesome. Well, good luck.
Yeah, well, we know we're going to be all right because we're playing a team from Sweden the first week, the Chicken Hawks, but we'll be all right.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day.
You're a nice man. Thank you for talking to me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
She's going to go, you'll not believe who the guy is that just called me. Some nut from Pittsburgh.
Well, from Reykjavik, Iceland. That was funny.
Sure our phone number would.
I like the part where she said, well, we really don't have any association with him anymore.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So
I got a vat of concrete he can kneel in, and then...
there we go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Hey, you're listening to Live from Steelers Training Camp. I'm Tank Tantlinger. He's the legend with the hair. Hank Baughman, she's the beautiful, talented Katie Miller. Live from Steelers Training Camp. It's been a beautiful 3.5 weeks. We got to thank our production crew, TJ DeStefano, Chucky DeCampbell. You put a Chucky the Campbell in there, and a Chris the intern, and Cody, and just everybody here at the station has done a great job. It takes a team to achieve victory, and that's what we've done. Tomorrow, Katie, is our last broadcast. We'll be doing it from the Latrobe Chevy and Ford.
Yes, we will. So come out to see us 4 to 6 p.m. at Latrobe Chevy Ford. We will have plenty of giveaways, the prize wheel. I hope Caitlin will be joining us. If not, someone will man that sucker, and you can win a bunch of freebies and goodies, giveaways. So come out and join us 4 to 6, Latrobe Chevy Ford. And another part of camp that Hank and I love so much, you talked about interviewing the players, which is an experience in itself for so many reasons, but we also love to chat with the fans. That's what makes training camp in Latrobe, Pennsylvania so unique, and the energy around the town, this small town, it's incredible. So between the air show this last couple weeks ago, and you have, oh my gosh, that day when you have the pilots and the U.S. Army Golden Knights and the Hall of Famers across it's just crazy. Like, it was just unbelievable. It was just one of the, I don't know how you get so many.
That was a great weekend. That was really, really special, really unique.
Amazing people in this small town at the same time. So
We've had an amazing 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been a great summer so far.
Just like that, too.
We have.
Just like that.
It did. So we do love talking to the fans and love being out there with you guys, and we love sharing your stories and getting your opinions. And we had a couple opinions we wanted to get this past week, obviously current topics here for your Pittsburgh Steelers. And we wanted to know, we asked the fans about Chris Boswell, so there is definitely some buzz about him being signed to a long-term deal with the Steelers. And let's see what a few fans had to say. Can you tell us your name, please?
Lou Shuckman.
And where are you from?
I'm from Mountain Lakes, New Jersey.
What makes you a Steelers fan?
45 years. What makes me the greatest team in the NFL?
Could you tell us if you think Chris Boswell should be signed to a long-term deal?
As long as we can keep him. Absolutely. Doesn't miss.
All right. What's the reason for the absolutely?
He's part of the Bees. He doesn't miss. Anything inside 53 yards, it's automatic. Outside of 53, no one makes field goals in our stadium. So that's why.
Could you tell us your name, please?
Stephanie Ost.
And where are you from?
I am from Akron, Ohio.
Okay, what makes you a Steelers fan?
I have been born and raised in a Steeler family. So, of course, I was a little kid, knew all about the Steelers, grew up with, final era of Terry Bradshaw. So I followed it all my entire life.
Could you tell us if you think Chris Boswell should be signed to a long-term deal?
Absolutely. He is very valuable. He is a beast on the field. I think he's a great asset to the Steelers. He's what we need to keep up that winning tradition. I truly think that, I think he likes the city of Pittsburgh. The fans love him. He's great to the fans. And I think just to keep that loyalty, I think he should be signed a long-term contract.
Uh-huh.
All right, we're back discussing our chicken hawk
The
Sweden
Swedish
Iceland
chicken
team here.
hawks.
But I know I'd sign Chris Boswell to a long-term deal for the Chicken Hawks.
Listen, you got to sign Chris Boswell to a long-term contract. When you look at his numbers, remember, he's only in his 4th year out of Rice, man, but this guy has been dead solid perfect. 2015, 29 of 32.
Yeah.
2016, 21 of 25. 2017, 35 of 38, which included Week 12 against the Packers, the longest field goal ever made at Heinz Field, 53 yards. And Heinz Field is a kicker's nightmare.
It is, yeah.
It is. And, of course, he won the game 4 times for the Steelers in 2017. And don't even get me started about Todd Haley and how he saved our bacon in 2016 in the AFC divisional game down in Kansas City. Todd Haley, the super genius, couldn't figure out a way to put any points on the board with a Hall of Fame quarterback, a future Hall of Fame wide receiver in AB, Le'Veon Bell, a great offensive line, Todd Haley, the genius, enjoy him, Cleveland Clowns, couldn't put any points on the board. So it took the Wizard of Boz to put up all the points, 18 of them on the board down in Kansas City.
I remember that, yeah.
For us to even move on to the next round. And, of course, the kids went crazy in the locker room with the Facebook page. Thank goodness Todd Haley is gone.
Boswell doesn't look that strong either. He's kind of tall, thin, slender.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he has a lot of leg strength, but boy, he can kick.
With those numbers, you got to keep him around.
Yeah.
And again, when you look at what he's done for your team to get them Well, to a divisional loss last year against Jacksonville, he won us 4 games. And again, think of it this way. Boswell saved our bacon in 4 games to win. If we don't have a good kicker, if we don't have a Boswell, we're not 13-3. You win 9 games under the super genius of Todd Haley's offense. So please pay the Wizard of Boz. I would pay Boz right now, and I mean this. I would if you put me into a corner and I had to choose a big contract between Boswell or Le'Veon Bell, I'm going with the Wizard of Boz. I really am. Because you can keep Boswell around here another 6 years, and if he keeps these numbers on the board, you don't know how long you have with Le'Veon Bell. You do not know. I was just thinking the other day.
Well, a year, right?
You got him a year.
That's it, right?
Do you remember the guy that smoked the marijuana for the Miami Dolphins and for the New Orleans Saints, Ricky Williams?
Yeah, I remember.
Was a little goofy in the head. Mm-hmm. Mike Ditka thought he could do something with him down in New Orleans and said the guy quit the NFL to go smoke because smoking marijuana was more important than playing football and making money. Le'Veon Bell may have a little dyslexia going on in the brain. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I thought he was off the stuff. I don't know.
Yes, I mean, yeah, I think he is, but
I don't know. I'd pay Boswell. That's all I'm saying. I'm crazy.
I'd pay Boswell. Absolutely.
I own the Reykjavik, Iceland Polar Bear team. I know what I'm doing.
I know you do.
I'm one of the greatest GMs in Icelandic football history. Hey, you're listening to Live from Training Camp. We're winding down the show. Katie, did anybody win those tickets yet?
I don't know. I'm going to go check in with Chucky over there.
He says no.
Did he shake his head?
Nope.
Real simple.
I'm going to go stand out on Route 30 and say,
hey,
you better take a boat.
I'm going to go outside the studio and call us. I want to go to Kennywood. They got a new Steelers roller coaster. Seriously. Suckers Black and Gold. I forget what it's called. It's supposed to be pretty sweet. Anyway, we do have another fan opinion real quick here. So, yes, we're keeping Boz, long-term deal there. But we also wanted to ask our fans if AB should be returning kicks and punts. So, could you tell us your name, please?
Ivan.
And where are you from?
Concord, North Carolina.
Ivan.
Oh, what makes you a Steelers fan?
Well, my wife's
this is with the little boy at the end?
Coming up here. It's our first time at training camp. Just trying to get some autographs and see them practice and see people.
And what do you think so far?
We like it so far. We got Joey Porter's autograph. And,
so
really
we
nice.
have one more commercial break, then out.
We have 45. Hope you're enjoying your afternoon here in Western Pennsylvania. Could you tell us today
and let it really put.
AB should be returning
let's do that.
I don't think he should. He's too valuable. He's top receiver in the league. I don't want him getting hurt or doing anything extra. I think he's good at the receiving position and doing fakes and fake reverses and things like that. So I think he's good enough like that.
Could you tell us your name, please?
Chris Ost.
And where are you from?
I'm from actually Akron, Ohio.
What makes you a Steelers fan?
Born and raised family. They're from West Virginia area, so.
All right, sticking with the tradition there. So could you tell us if do you think AB should be returning kicks and punts?
No, I don't think so. He's too valuable. He's the best wide receiver in the game. And if you have him out there kicking and returning punts, the more risk of getting hurt. So I don't think so. That's why you got training camp now to get other guys involved with that and see who steps up in that field of special teams.
Okay. Anyone in particular who you think at this point could be that guy?
Not really. I mean, next rookie up. Why not? Why not throw a rookie out there, that wants to play and give him time to play on the field? So he'll be all right.
Okay. Love it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Could you tell us your name, please?
My name's Chris.
And Chris, where are you from?
Winchester, Virginia.
Wow. Do you come up to camp every year?
It's our first time.
And what do you think so far?
It's amazing. It's amazing. This campus is beautiful. Everybody's been nice. It's been great.
Very cool. So what makes you a Steelers fan?
I just have been forever, just since '75. So.
All right. Love it. Loving the black and gold. So we just want to get a few opinions today. Do you think AB should be returning kicks and punts?
Yes, I do.
And for what reason?
Just because of his speed and agility. It's needed out there. I think it promotes the fans. I think it's a good idea.
All right, cool. Appreciate it. And what's your name?
Avery.
And Avery, what do you think? You think AB should be returning kicks and punts?
Yes.
Why do you say yes?
Because he's fast and he can move around very, very easily.
Is he your favorite? All right, that was a big head nod. Yes.
All right, little Avery. I love you, you little peanut there. But you know what, Avery? Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny ain't real. Okay, Avery? And I'm going to tell you something. AB should not be returning punts. He returned 11 of them last year for an average of 5.5 yards. It's not worth the risk.
Well, who then?
Look, Eli Rogers returned 19 punts last year. He had a 7.7-yard average, okay? Quadre Henderson, I don't know if he makes this roster out of Pitt.
Yeah.
I don't see them cutting Washington, the kid from Oklahoma State, the receiver. But you don't put your $1 million Hall of Fame wide receiver out there.
I wouldn't do it either. But this new rule where the kicking team has to wait until the ball is away before they, okay? That helps the runners, doesn't it? It helps the returner, doesn't it?
It should. It's to take injuries out of the game. But look, it's simple. Take AB off the punt returns. Stop doing it. Stop it now. Put Steely McBeam out there. Hey, I'm Tank Tantlinger. She's Katie Miller. He is Tank Baughman. He is Tank Baughman. And we're going to take a commercial break as we wind down the show live from Steelers training camp via our studios.
Acres of action-packed adventure and all-day family fun? The newly renovated Caddyshack Family Entertainment Center. That's where 3 go-kart tracks, 2 mini golf courses, water slides, T-Rex bounce house, driving range, bumper boats, paintball shooting, batting cages, arcade, outdoor cafe, and more. It's an action-packed adventure for you and the whole family. Only at the Caddyshack Family Entertainment Center on Route 31 in Donegal, PA. Plan your adventure today at caddyshack.com.
Faucet Tire Service and Deals. We're the best thing for your wheel.
Is your vehicle ready for the road? If you have sticker number 8, 9, or 10, get your emission and state inspections now at Campbell Tire Service. Also, if you need tires, an alignment, brake repair, exhaust system, or tune-up, Campbell Tire professionals will team their expertise with high-quality parts to add in your safe driving. Take your vehicle to Campbell Tire Service, Route 981, Latrobe.
Stop in and score big this month at Latrobe Ford. Starting with the 2018 F-150 Super Crew STX was $46,230. Buy now for only $37,683 or lease for just $288 per month.
Lease 39 months, 10,500 miles per year with approved credit through Ford Credit. Price includes $3,000 cash or trade equity. Tax and fees extra. First payment and fees due at signing. Security deposit waived. Some buyers may not qualify. While supply lasts. Offer expires August 31st. See dealer for details.
Latrobe Ford, across from the airport and at latrobeford.com.
Latrobe Dairy Queen offers the best summer treats, now featuring the Summer Blizzard menu. That's s'mores, cotton candy, summerberry cheesecake, Twix, and Jurassic Chomp. Latrobe Dairy Queen also offers weekday specials. Follow Latrobe Dairy Queen on Facebook and Instagram to learn more about those special offers and to possibly win a free DQ treat. And don't forget, take your summer celebrations to the next level with take-home treats or a Dairy Queen cake. That's Latrobe Dairy Queen, off Route 981.
You got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Brad, I can help with coverages. Man-to-man coverage, zone coverage, combo coverage.
I don't know, Peyton. I was thinking the types of coverages that your nationwide agent offers.
Oh, like home, auto, business, life, farm, boat, your tour bus.
Products availability varies by state, agent, and other factors. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company, Columbus, Ohio.
In the Westmoreland County area, visit Jim Graham at Graham Insurance Group, 325 Harrison Avenue, Jeanette, for auto, home, and business insurance.
That's the snap. He fires a pass over the middle, and that's a first down and more. Here comes Antonio Brown. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. He's still on his feet, and he's down at the 10. Unbelievable kills of Antonio Brown.
Now back to Katie Miller and Randy Tank Tantlinger at St. Vincent College on PA Talk 98.7 and 1480 WCNS.
All right, live from, our offices here at 400 Unity Street, Latrobe, Pennsylvania. The rain chased us inside today. along with a lot of fans in the Lightning. I'm Tank Tantlinger. She's Katie Miller. He's Hank Baughman. We've had a lot of fun today. Yeah. In case you missed it, we called the Baltimore Ravens. Told him I went into the woods picking up feathers off dead birds.
Yeah, that was
it was good.
Disturbing. But
thank you, Mr. Tank.
She liked your bird call.
Yeah, I thought the 49ers lady was great.
I thought they were both going to hang up on you outright. You know, they were just very patient.
Frank,
This nut.
Frank, I'm such a serious person. They took. I own the Icelandic polar bears. I want Colin Kaepernick to be my quarterback.
What if they recorded this and are playing it for the staff?
Yeah, the FBI is who they're playing it for. The offices are getting raided in the morning.
Yeah, seriously, they might. I hope our caller ID wasn't up there.
We got our first game against the Swedish Chicken Hawks in a couple of weeks. I need a quarterback, and Kaepernick ain't working.
Put me in. I'll go to camp. We'll see. Maybe we can do it. But oh my gosh, it's been such a fun last few weeks here at training camp. So we've been out in the Steeler fan zone on Radio Row, and a lot of things to check out up there. Not only the Steelers merchandise tent, you have Steelers Nation Unite is always out there with some giveaways, and we were out there as well. But tomorrow we are going to be at Latrobe Chevy Ford from 4 to 6. So come out and have a good time. Visit us at Latrobe Chevy Ford. We will have a lot of giveaways. Our prize wheel will be out there, and we just want to have a good time. So it'll be an awesome afternoon.
I want to tackle the inflatable.
Do you?
Really?
Wouldn't you love to run into that thing and see if you could bring it
down?
Oh,
I would love to. Except for my lower back will snap in half. But you've got a shot, Baughman.
Did you see the foam pit sort of, and kids would run like they were going to take a diving catch, and someone throws the ball and then
into
they
the
catch
foam
it,
pit.
and then they dive into the foam pit.
Next year we shall do these things. We shall.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, hey, let's call the bartender up at Seven Springs and see what he's doing.
Oh, he'll remember you.
Oh yeah, they love them. Here we go.
You again?
All right. Come on.
You know the bartender's direct number.
Oh yeah. Well, they're gonna connect me. I call them doctors. I don't call them bartenders. They're my doctors up at Seven Springs. Oh, here we go.
Pain relief.
Thank you for calling Seven Springs Mountain Resort, Pennsylvania's outdoor adventure headquarters.
Adventure.
Know your party's extension.
Yeah, I'll go to zero. Normally it's Bonnie. She's been up there 90 years, I think. Here.
Thank you for calling Seven Springs. Bonnie speaking. How may I direct your call?
Bonnie's reliable. Bonnie, I need the Bavarian, please.
Certainly. Let me transfer you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Resorts Wine Festival.
Okay, this is Amber.
Hey, Amber, is Mark there?
No, he's not. He just left.
Oh, who's working tonight behind the bar? Jasper's dead, right?
It's me, Amber.
Oh, well, I don't know you.
Oh.
This is Tank. I'm calling you live on the air at WCNS Radio in Latrobe.
Oh.
Yeah. Is it crowded? Yeah, I'm
yes,
serious.
Amber, we are serious. Tanker was calling all of his friends today during our
show
broadcast. Yeah.
Is it crowded up there? Have you got my seat ready when I come up the hill in a little bit?
Most definitely. Yeah, it's not crowded at all.
Well, I'm going to come up there. I'm bringing a polka band with me tonight, starring Hank Baughman.
Are you guys messing with me?
No, you are on the radio right now. However, we truly aren't messing with you. I don't know Hank Baughman's musical talents, but we could always, test him out.
You just tell Mark Crazy Tank called with WCNS Radio in Latrobe, okay?
Okay, I will do.
All right, you have a great day. Goodbye, Amber.
You too.
If you're a Steelers fan, you got to like polkas.
Oh, yeah. I love our...
The big...
Chucky, play our
something
song.
Thing.
Oh, I love I love that ethnic fight song.
Oh, I love it, too. We need a Lithuanian one.
Is it? Yeah.
The town with the great football team. Cheer the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is better than that stupid Ravens one we had to listen to.
Oh, this is fantastic. I love this one. I love Black and Yellow. I even like the...
It's a real Polish soul here,
Yes. Hey, we've had a great day here at the show, live from Steelers training camp via our studios in Latrobe. I'm Tank Tantlinger. He's Hank Baughman. She's the beautiful and lovely and talented Katie Miller.
Who's going to win again tomorrow?
That's right, baby.
All week, though. All week. This is a marathon, Hank, so I'll keep you guys updated every day.
She's the three-time defending state women's amateur golf championship.
Yep. Taking that one on the rest of the week here at Ligonier Country Club. So this is PA Talk 98.7 FM, 910 AM. 1480 AM and 97.3 Light FM every day from 4 to 6 during training camp. Tomorrow we will have a live remote at Latrobe Chevy Ford, but we got to thank Latrobe Dairy Queen, Latrobe Auto Group, Latrobe Center Distributing, The Collision Shop, Campbell Tire Service, and Bardini's Country Smokehouse. So thank you so much to Chucky, TJ, Brandon, Caitlin, Chris, Hank Baughman, Hank Tantlinger. I'm Katie Miller, and we will absolutely meet yins right back here tomorrow.
Go Polar Bears!
You bet.